Hello everyone, welcome back to another Empires 4 commentary. I am Beyond, and today we have an awesome matchup for you. We have Liquid DeMu playing as the Zhuge in the pink with the tropical treasure chest in the middle, and across the way we have El Sensei aka Vortix playing as the Ayubids in the dark blue. Now this matchup, honestly, Zhuge is probably one of the best civs in the game at the current moment. Maybe them, Roos, Ayubids, they're not, I don't think they're like S tier, but Zhuge most certainly is. Let's see what Vortix has in store. Traditional build orders, we're looking Zhuge, definitely a lot on ladder. You see a lot more kind of Shuganu all in. You definitely also see a lot of 2 TCs kind of quickly. Get those 2 TC songs just cruising around. Get up to that castle age super quickly. And then you just start pouring the map with getting all those relics all together. Getting those lancers out, etc, etc. Also getting to that late game with a grand transition, it's just too good. And the meditation gardens are probably the best landmark in the entire game at the current moment, so it's not too bad of a thing going on for them at this point. We could probably where we're gonna put it. I mean, if you go and scout this over here, just drop this, just don't get the boar aggro. It'd be pretty brutal, but that would probably be the most ideal spot of that I can see if you're comfortable, because you have food, you have gold, you have wood, you have everything you could possibly need. Now the Ayubids, I mean, a pretty classic build order we've been seeing is this fast castle build order. You get the Gulums just spanning across the map as quickly as you can and kind of go from there. So let's see what these two pros kind of do into it. I know that the pros are definitely starting to practice the strongest civs at the current moment because they're just waiting for a tournament to be dropped by EGC TV, and I'm sure it will be soon. With that being said, I do have a 2v2 show match between D-Bulls, Jigglypuff, and Gokowski, and Wham and 3D Anatan on a little graphic will pop up right now, and in the description below my Twitch link will be there. You can go follow along. That will be casted live there. Then I'll drop the entire best of 7 show match on my YouTube channel, and if you want to see that and make sure you get the notifications, drop that subscribe and hit a like on this video. You know, it just always helps out, and it's free, so it never hurts. By the way, I also 100% called in the meditation gardens right in there. Now I will say a cheeky play could be made if a scout came running by from Vortix. He could aggro that boar and then cause this whole thing to go downhill quickly. So be careful if you're dropping meditation gardens and someone just happens to have a scout near you. That is definitely something that could happen, but in this case, this one's probably going to be the best meditation gardens I've seen in quite some time. So DeMu's going to be feeling pretty good about this one. Going back, we're seeing a few on gold, not too many. Ayubids, we don't have too many on gold just yet either. No one is gathering any stone just yet for either side, so no one is feigning a 2 TC just yet. This man is taxing as quickly as he possibly can. And honestly, I don't usually root for one side, but yeah, I just really, Zhuge just seems too strong, so I gotta root for Vortix just here, just against Zhuge in general. Nothing against Liquid DeMu at all. Absolute fabulous player, and root for him all the time. But in this exact matchup, I wouldn't mind seeing Zhuge go down, and honestly, it'd be a good learning tool for everyone watching this video on what happens if you do play Ayubids and you see a Zhuge player. It's always a pretty good indication of what the pros are doing. It might be a good thing to try out every once in a while. Now we do see the economic wing of growth going down, so the Ayubids players can be feeling pretty a-okay. 3 villagers pop out, and orchards gain an additional 50. Boom, there's a 3. Instantly to wood they go off to work. Instantly, not wasting any moment. We have the stables coming out because we have nothing going on. Look at this, look at this, look at this. 45, 34, 48. That is so busted. My goodness. That's crazy. Vortix sees it, goes. He's probably saying the same thing to himself right now. He's like, no way. This is going. This is crazy. It just fits perfectly in there. Like, just on the absolute edge of all these boxes. Crazy. Nice placement there for DeMu. Getting the most out of it. DeMu, we do see a lot of wood coming in. Gotta get all those production buildings. So guys, if you have been struggling, which I've been grinding a little bit more of the ladder, trying to get up to that diamond level, chilling in plat. If you do notice, you obviously want to follow build order. all those things. Make sure you have enough production. It is the easiest thing to forget about, and it will win you tons and tons of games. If you take a bad fight, but then you can instantly recoup that army, you'll be sitting in a very good spot. Now, it looks like I did call the old Lancer transition, or we're going to see a lot of horsemen and just make me a liar. There we go, actually a lot of horsemen, so I didn't call anything. I was incorrect 100%, but that's a-okay. Now, we do see the stones being collected. What do we got back here? We have a stable and an archery range, so some horsemen to counter the horsemen. I do like this from DeMu. He knows that his stone's exposed, so getting these 3 horsemen out pretty much secures this, and it will stop this 1 horseman from doing any sort of shenanigans. And the scout from DeMu is right there, so did see that this was coming, which is probably why the response was what it was. Ooh, actually might get a sheep here. They're running so close. Look at this. Look at this. Look at. Oh my goodness! 1 goes down for the good. They're gonna try to track down 1 more. No, it's a 2v2, and then it looks like DeMu saw the 3rd one. Says, sorry, Vortix saw the 3rd one, so he dipped on out of there quite quickly. DeMu just gonna use the 3 just to secure map control. We do have 2 archers on the side of Vortix, but that probably won't sway the tide too much, especially if these get caught out, which it looks like they are right now. That's not what you want to see if you're the archers. Horsemen running at you with absolutely no peril, going to be taken down for a free with not much trading, only 1 horseman back. So an excellent pick off there from DeMu. Honestly, I've seen him do this all the time. About a month ago, I casted a game between him and Lash, where he won the game because he picked off straggling units across the map. So if you do, if you're very active with the horsemen, with kind of cavalry units, DeMu might be a player, a secret, sneaky player. You should watch some of his VODs and some of his reviews, because he is very, very good at picking off those villagers, picking off reinforcing army, anything that you can imagine that would be going across the map. Incredibly good, has a really good game sense for it. There's second TC dropped right on top of the other one. Looks like we might be going for even another one. Yeah, it looks like we might be dropping 3 TCs. So, honestly, DeMu's getting a little bit greedy on that front if he does drop a second. And there it goes. 3 TCs dropped right there. That's how good these meditation gardens are. They have the exact same amount of infrastructure, the exact same military forces. Vortix, let's see, is he going up? So he's going fast castle. We're going to be seeing the culture wing. So advancing to the next age takes 40% less time and costs 500 less resources. So it could be a quick imperial age. But 1 TC versus 3, usually the range is around 6 minutes where it starts to really pay off. Which is why if you see an early TC like this one, the 6-minute mark, 7-minute mark, 8-minute mark, you have to respond with something. So Vortix responded with Fast Castle, an excellent response. You need something to go off, because if you don't do anything, or you kind of stalemate a little bit, or you don't do enough damage with your actual army that you have as an advantage, like if your advantage is army and you don't do enough with it, at that 6-minute-ish mark, it starts to really turn in favor of the person with the TCs. Now, especially with this Song Dynasty, Liquid DeMu is going to be absolutely cruise control through these villagers at this point. Also getting some nice harass as well. 1 horseman does go down. There is the pop for that. And we still have a lot on gold, so it's either going to be a lot of... I'm actually very interested to see what happens here. Are we going to be going for, like I said, it could be a fast Imperial, right? Like, because he did get the culture wing. He knows DeMu is going 3 TCs. He's well aware of what's been going down. If you run past the stone, he can see how much stone is getting caught, even if he hasn't scouted this one out entirely. We have Zhuge should be coming out quite soon, but this is when Zhuge gets really, really scary. Don't think he's going to be able to take this out in the slightest. We see some faraway berries being collected, which is always good for Abbasid/Ayyubid players. They get those berry bonuses. We do see Lancers coming out, but that's, Camel Lancers, which are nice. Not the in the world, a nice +1 range defense, which is very, very key with Zhuge. I've said this about 1,000 times in all my videos, but just to reiterate if you're new here, since Zhuge shoot 3 times, this range defense +1 is incredibly important. It obviously blocks not just the 1, but 1 from every single bullet, so it does make them a lot less effective when this comes into play, especially with +2 and +3. So if you're facing a Zhuge player, definitely prioritize those upgrades as a first and foremost. You gotta get it. It's a need to get for sure. we actually might see a nice little harassment here from Vortix. Again, the only issue that there's 3 TCs back here, so he's going to have to do a lot of damage with these if he wants it to stick. We do see floating a little bit of a material over here, just actually picking off Zhuge like candy. These are just treats for these guys at this point. Those TCs do absolutely nothing. Going to be moving on. We can see that DeMu is trying to chase off these from taking down this meditation garden. It actually does a decent amount of damage, halfway done. DeMu can bring over one of his billion villagers to kind of repair this if he's so inclined, but not at this point. Is a Camel Lancers. They're kind of flowing across the map at this point. There's 4 in total. One over here. The Zhuge see this one, and that is not exactly what you want to be seeing. That many Zhuge over here. They do take down the one. Looks like the one and lonely spearman. Wow, couldn't say that for life for me for some reason. Boom. Broadsides that one. Horseman calls it a day. We have 16 Zhuge and 8 spearmen on the map. Vortix is still in that castle, so does have the advantage at this point in the technology trade, but 3 TCs is kind of going unmatched right now for DeMu, and that's going to get really, really scary. You can see already a 15 villager lead, and it's only going to increase. We do have some idle time here. Doesn't look like he has enough food to actually sustain this many TCs, which is definitely impacting. I think it's because the amount of units he had to make and expand to. The grand transition is going to be happening, so you can see him stockpiling some wood over here, which would indicate that he's going to start to move in that direction. The second he has it, though, since he's a pro, they instantly start to... they are a little bit idle time still. Again, we're just suffering from lack of food at this point. These berries are being overtaken. Some fresh ones over here, but I think the move is to send them over here and get as many as humanly possible. The upgrades are coming in as well. More Zhuge are on the way. Knows full well that Vortix can really do some damage in this castle edge with those Camel Lancers. So it does need a very large grouping of these guys. And here they are. Actually, this is very important because this is DeMu's only source of food. He's actually going to go for it. Vortix knows he has nowhere to go. Broadside's one of them. Only gets a little bit. Imperial Official. Oh no, they're running into the... No, they're actually going on these Zhuge. They're completely surrounded, and there's enough archers here to take out these very minimal amount of spearmen. The rest of the spearmen should be, yeah, they're way over here because they were defending from raids. And this granary is going to be stopped here, which is so nice. This is great for Vortix. He is down in villagers, but cleans up the entire army, which DeMu spent all of his money on, and a lot of his food was over there. He is now on these berries. As I mentioned, there was one up on the top side. But it does look like that Vortix could go after this, which is going to be even more impactful because, as I said, he's already so low on food. So any more that goes away is going to be really, really tough for DeMu to recover. You can see even with 3 TCs, the amount of units coming out is not what you'd nearly expect at this point. We can see that now the sacred sites are being taken, and this is a huge engage over here. A lot of spearmen. Looks like these archers are trying to take out them as best they possibly can. There is so many of them here, though, with DeMu's very, very nice economy. It's already up to 32 Zhuge, 6 more in the queue. These archers are getting pretty high in numbers as well, though. 22 and 8 more on the way. Camel Lancers are a whopping 8. We have sacred sites coming in, but a pivotal point, though. Vortix has 4 relics, the 5th one on the way. So if you are the first one to Castle Age by a fair margin, this is really, really helping Vortix stay in this game. Because one thing that you can do is, how do you outproduce 3 TCs? Well, 5 relics and keep them off of the next age. And yeah, there's not really anywhere to put a nice granary. There's one over here going up. That's going to take some time to actually start to make an impact. This one will be pretty much, this is done. Right, like these are Castle Age archers, so the second these get through, instant pickoffs. So they can actually do this and then go off to the meditation gardens if they so choose to. There is a mangonel hidden. Who is manning that mangonel? You, sir, or you, madam, need to get your entire, just revoke the license. That was the worst miss in the history of misses, but we will continue this fight. They had a chance to absolutely connect. Makes up for it, though, with that catastrophic broadside on this front. The mangonel might get one more shot off. Boom! Another miss, though. It's okay. It is taking down finally. Zhuge are so good at taking down anything that they see. But it did its job, right? It got the one hit that it really needed to get hit done. And now, without a front line, these Camel Lancers can destroy. Absolutely destroy. You can see the +2 upgrade already for Vortix. Feeling it at this point. and there's just no food at this point. DeMu is really struggling for the lack of food on this map. Couldn't get up the granary transition just in time, and now he's going to be really struggling to keep all these out of their base. These camel lancers can tank for days, and now these Castle Age archers, look at how many are going into these TCs. More and more villagers are going down. This lead is going to be cut into quite quickly. There's so much idle time. It's just a baby rage cage of villagers down there, and they're trying to kill them all off. And they're just getting broadsided over here by all these archers. 16 in total have gone down, and more to come. But there is enough Zhuge probably with 3 TCs firing upon to make Vortix want to head on home. 32 archers are on the map. Going to be probably taking down this Meditation Gardens next to really solidify this. The granary will be the first off the map, and then the next one to follow up will probably be this. Now we do see that the sacred sites have been collected. Not collected, just taken. You don't have to collect them all. They're not Pokemon. They're just they're little swatches on the map that you can just kind of highlight your own color. Now this is sitting at the timer is at 9 minutes, so DeMu needs to kind of build up. He is building a farm position over here, which is going to start to get him and alleviate some of those food problems, which is going to be really nice for him. There's a nice wall off over here as well, playing this pretty well. The third TC was definitely ambitious, but it is going to be able to keep him in this game if needed as well. Still has a 12 villager lead, even though he's lost 17, which is absolutely insane. We have 43 archers, but DeMu, importantly, is still feudal age, and that is what the important part is, because DeMu cannot get any siege. If you saw that army and you knew it was going to be, you would assume Nest of Bees, but he's just not able to age up at this point because there's just no food for him. And now the Camel Lancers are just raiding as quickly as they possibly can. They have a lot of archers in the back end side. More villagers will be going down, IOs as well. No one is safe from the very menacing force of these Camel Lancers, and now they're into the wood line again. And Vortix is just trading out for villagers. He goes, you know what? I see your army. That's a-okay with me. I'm just going to take out as many villagers as I possibly can. It's just so nice and so easy. We're going to keep this diving, keep this going back and forth. It's 64 to 61. Vortix is putting on an absolute clinic. This is how you punish Zhuge. If you see them just drop a second TC, God forbid they drop a third TC in your face and go, you know what are you going to do about it? I'm just going to build up some Zhuge and be fine. This is exactly what you do. You put the pedal to the metal, pressure completely, and Vortix is really playing this super well. DeMu is honestly, though, doing so well to actually stay in this. Even with all these raids, has set up a full granary transition, so also playing this super well, and has a decently sized force. This Mega is going to play a very pivotal role again. At this point, you can see now the food is there, and DeMu might be able to go up to Castle Age. If he can get to Castle Age before the next kind of siege comes in, which doesn't look like Vortix is going to give enough time, that would change the game. So if you are on the forefront of these kind of battles, and you're running while you're losing games, you're probably giving your opponent too much time to get back into it. So Vortix has now done a lot of damage. Now he has to push that advantage forward, and the Mangonel is going to be able to push the advantage for him. The first broadside, there we go. Some nice dodge there, some wiggle sticks from DeMu, and now the Camel Lancers are back over here, but these archers are completely cleaning up all of these spearmen. The rams are getting cleaned up a little bit, but that means that the spearmen will be used as fodder for them, and more are going down, and now the Camel Lancers kind of move throughout the cabin freely. This first TC will be going down and then taking on the next. Remember, if you do have to choose one TC, they're this close, take down the one that has the 7 in it. It's a lot less beefy, 7,000 compared to 2,500. It goes down way easier, and the attack range is shorter, and it only has 7 defense slots compared to the 15. We do see that the first one goes down. DeMu's still up feeling okay though, because he's got one more in the back pocket. Going to be saving up this army as quickly as he possibly can. 55 Zhuge and 28 archers. It's still 86 to 80, but remember, this is a Castle Age 80, which is a lot scarier. This IO is going to be absolutely crisp before he goes across. And now we have this Mangonel. This Mangonel needs to be protected though, and DeMu smartly goes for the pickoff, but the... Ooh, a nice little pincer. I don't know what's happening. Oh my goodness, my mouse just, for some reason, it's not allowing me. Oh my goodness, just had an absolute breakdown right there. But The Mangonel does go down, so this is great from DeMu. A nice move there to actually pincer with the use of his villagers, but there's a lot of Camel Lancers here. They do get braced by the Spearmen, but more of these archers are taking down this front line, and the continuous charges and the micro is insane on this front. We do have another Mangonel. I just heard one go off somewhere. Where is it? No, it just sounds like it was a ram, my bad. The Lancers are getting in onto these Zhuge, and that's not where you want to be if you are a Zhuge face to face with a Camel Lancer, slicing you down quickly as you like. The archers are moving in ever so sweetly, taking down every straggler going forward. And once these Camel Lancers get into this farm transition, that's going to be all she wrote for DeMu. This one ram has stayed alive, so it is able to take down these TCs. The next one will be in its place. The Zhuge are still kiting backwards, but they cannot get through these +2/+2 Camel Lancers, and more archers are on the way. These Abyss archers are so good at this point with this Castle Age upgrade, and more villagers going down. A clean, even 50 split down the middle. There's the GGs. So well played by both players. A big shout out to Vortix for showing us how to beat the Zhuge legacy. Guys, if you did enjoy, please do like and subscribe. It would mean a ton to me. And come hang out with me on the 13th when I do my first ever 2v2 show match, and hopefully we'll have them for months to come. Have a great night.